Who will replace Elon Musk as the chairman of Tesla? This is a big question that people are asking because, as we all know, per SEC's new settlement with Tesla and Elon Musk, he will no longer be able to be the chairman for at least 3 more years. And not only that, the new chairman will have to be independent director. So Tesla has been searching, and there's really no secret that the front runner right now is James Murdoch, who is a son of Rupert Murdoch, who is the Fox News executive, and it looks like the interest is mutual. It looks like it is. He's definitely a front runner right now, and so that might make things much more interesting. And of course, an independent director is a good thing for Tesla. Don't forget that the board of directors is their job is to make sure that the CEO is doing his job. And in smaller companies, it kind of works when a chairman and the CEO are the same thing. But Tesla has grown really, really rapidly and into a huge company. Just yesterday, I did report that the sales of Tesla this year so far are now bigger than Jaguars. And here in the United States, they sold more passenger cars than Mercedes. So this is a big deal. By the way, the reason you guys are not seeing this regular, normal, I guess, studio version of this is because I'm in Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, I've been traveling more and more, and I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and do the news live as I'm doing right now. As you can see, beautiful Los Angeles behind me. I sacrificed that view with my shadowy type of face here, but I figured it works for now. He'll destroy Tesla, says Greg in the chat room. Well, we'll see. I think a chairman cannot destroy the company or really make it the best ever. It's just not that type of a position. Alex or Nick is chairman. Actually, I like that. I think we can do a pretty decent job. But anyway, so this is pretty good news. But let me move on to the next one, and the next news is not really so good. Before that, of course, I just want to mention that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla, and Evanex is going to remain the same with their board of directors and their chairman. But there's a discount code in the description of this video. Of course, go ahead and grab it and save yourselves a few bucks. All right, so there's a new bill being introduced in Congress this week, and essentially this bill is going to take away the $7,500 tax credit that we've been those of us who have been buying electric cars, enjoying for the last, I believe, 5 to 7 years. Now, if you probably remember, I have interviewed Congressman Welch from Vermont, who was actually introducing a bill to extend the $7,500 credit and not have a limit on the number of cars that you sell, but a number of years. And he was proposing 10 years because essentially it won't be fair to those companies like Tesla and Nissan and Chevrolet and BMW who've been kind of pioneers in that space, and it will be more lucrative for companies like Toyota and Honda who have been kind of dragging their feet. So that's what he's been doing. As of course, Democrats not having any power whatsoever right now. That did not really succeed, but the new bill might. And of course, it's going to depend on the outcome of this upcoming election, because I don't think they're going to vote for it anytime soon. But nevertheless, this could be some major blow to the electric car industry here in the United States. And also, they're proposing extra taxes to be actually imposed on electric vehicles, which, by the way, is not very unreasonable, obviously, because the electric cars don't need gas, and the taxes that usually people pay on gas go into infrastructure, roads, and so forth. So, but nevertheless, this may not be a right time, or at least doing it at the same time as taking away the $7,500 incentive might just really, really damage the electric car sales, which, of course, I'm sure that congressman is going to be perfectly fine with. All right, so the other news, I'm just kind of course, sorry, there's no graphic, and this one would definitely need graphics. But as you know, Bollinger Motors, and this is the company and I've had their CEO Robert on my show. You can find it in my library. The Bollinger Motors was working on their B1 truck. and it was kind of an off-road vehicle, a pretty good range, and I think they're claiming they had over 20,000 reservations on it. Well, guess what? They just unveiled a B2 pickup truck. This is now going to be all electric pickup truck. And this is a big deal because if they can actually make it by 2020, they might just be first to a market of a pickup truck. So it is a big deal because they've been kind of flying under the radar. Let me know in the comment section or in a live chat, and let me know if you guys are familiar with this company. If not, definitely check out my interview with Robert Bollinger. But nevertheless, Tesla is working on their semi truck. They haven't unveiled or announced it, but looks like it's Elon's favorite project. So that's that. This is a big move because these guys seem to have that niche kind of figured out, and they might just be the first ones to the market. So that's pretty exciting, and I'm definitely rooting for them. Now, another thing I wanted to mention is that there was an article coming out yesterday, and it's kind of funny, but also kind of weird, as that Tesla, state of Nevada filed a lawsuit against Tesla for unpaid taxes. Now, it's for about between $600 and $700,000, so less than $1 million. But that's a little weird. Tesla's saying it's a clerical error, and they're writing the check right now as we speak. But nevertheless, it's a little weird that they sued, right? Normally, the state would knock on their door and say, "Hey guys, where's our money?" And so they would have to slam their door in their faces in order for the state to go and actually file a lawsuit. And then again, but Tesla immediately is saying that no, we're paying it up right now. Again, this is yet another very odd news that of course is giving short sellers that Elon and a lot of you guys hate, right? And why give them that news? It's a tiny amount, by the way. It's a tiny amount. It's this amount I think that they paid per that deal that they made to have the factory in Nevada, the Gigafactory. But nevertheless, I'm sure Tesla and all of us can live without this news. I'm just saying. All right, let me move on to the comment of the day. Again, no graphic here, but this I can't even read it off because I'm actually doing the live show. But there were a few comments, and I think Jeff Hoffman is one of the people commenting, basically telling me that, oh, Alex, finally you came around and finally realized that all of us just knew all along that Model 3 is a better car than a Tesla Model S. Now, let me be very clear. That's not exactly what I'm saying. I was just saying that because some of the Model 3 features are better than Model S and Model X features, and one of them now is safety, right? As the findings, we just saw the report that Model 3 is just simply safer than Model S and Model X. What I'm saying, I think people got at some point of time, including myself, and I already am having trouble dishing out money for a car that essentially costs double of the Model 3, especially once they're going to start making the $35,000 version. And yeah, that's something I'm not going to get as I would with the Model 3. I still believe that Model S and definitely Model X are better cars overall. But in those cars, I demand that every single feature is better than the feature in Model 3, or at least the same. And where it's not the case now in quite a few features, including the screen and a lot of other things, that is becoming a concern. And I think it's a little silly to assume that a smaller car with no second display, with a smaller middle display and so forth is a better car. But I am not saying that. I'm just saying that it has quite a few better features that making it hard for us to buy yet another Model S. And as you guys know, I literally just yesterday extended my lease on my Model S by 6 months because I'm not quite sure if I even want to get another one. As you know, I'm a reservation holder for Audi e-tron, and I'll see how that goes. And let me remind you, by the way, that the base Model S and base Model X has gone up in price in the last couple of years by almost $10,000, and it's only going to continue because now here in the United States, the federal tax incentive is going to be phased out. So the Teslas will start costing more and more. And that's obviously an issue. So let me know if you guys, especially those of you who think that Model 3 really is a better car overall than the Model S. In other words, if you were given a choice between a Model S and a Model 3, and the money, and you could not sell it, you could just keep it, Tell me that you would pick the Model 3. I would love to hear from you and let me know why it is that you think that. I'm literally genuinely curious. Now, for the last 2 years, for the next 2 days, I had a long day already. For the next 2 days, I will be broadcasting from here, from my hotel room, with a shadowy face here, which means I'll need to pack an extra light next time when I'm here. But I just kind of wanted to share this pretty cool view out of my window in my hotel room. I'm here at Vid Summit for, it's not an event for electric cars, so I won't be bringing in the footage, but this is for YouTubers, probably the best convention for YouTubers. So I will become a better YouTuber, hopefully, after this. I'm having fun meeting all this amazing feature. I believe that one of the featured speakers right now is Peter McKinnon. Gary Vaynerchuk just spoke. Ben Sullins actually is one of the speakers as well, I think tomorrow. So it's been a fun event, but I figured I'm just gonna continue doing news on the road, even if it's just kind of live out of my hotel room with bad lighting, but a pretty cool background. Let me know if you're digging it. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow, and remember to stay charged.